Well, I have a bit of a confession to make. I may have done a bit of overspending on some Nintendo products. It all started on my birthday. I was given a gift. Pretty cool gift, too. The Superboy S. This is a really cool device. Plays Super Nintendo games. Let me grab one real fast. It's the only one I got lying around right now. Super Game Boy. This thing's really neat. I love it. So, yeah, I got this, and I only had a few Super Nintendo games. Just a handful. And when I got this, that's what sparked the whole thing. Oh. Well, let's get into it. So I had a couple games that I already owned. Let me show you those first for Super Nintendo. I have a Super Nintendo somewhere. I haven't played it in a while, but so I had Mario All Stars. Oh, and I got these cases too. I got these from Game Case King, I think it was. These are pretty neat cases. If you look at, I'm not going to open every single one of them, but they all got these custom artworks inside. They're pretty neat. And also, I spent money making sure that all the I'm not going to show every individual game, but they're all the labels are all perfect. So there's Super Mario World, another one I had before. Favorite game on Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country. Oh, I love this game. Amazing game. I haven't really played much of the second one, and haven't played the third one at all. But I own it. And here's a funny story. So this game right here, somebody sent me this game on accident. I ordered, I think, R-Type or F-Zero or some game like that, and somebody sent me this game, and I was pissed too. I was gone for about a month, and they sent me this game. I got back, and they had sent me like 20 messages saying that they wanted it back, but it had already been too late, and I couldn't be bothered. I don't want to get into what I was doing, but I was tired when I got back, and I didn't want to deal with that shit. And like about a year later, I found out that this game is worth some money. I felt kind of bad. I felt really bad, but hey, he shouldn't have sent it to the wrong person. Man, I felt bad though. Trying to buy a $10 game and ended up getting like a $50 game. But anyways, it happened. Then now I'm getting into some of the games I bought. So the first game I bought immediately when I got this, I'm like, oh man, a portable Super Nintendo. What game should I have for that? Zelda. Of course you gotta have Zelda for the Super Nintendo. If you don't have Zelda for the Super Nintendo, what's freaking wrong with you? So yeah, I bought Zelda. This is, I haven't even played it, actually. I bought it and haven't played it. And I'll show you why in a bit. But man, I really like these cases. Game Case King. Really cool case. Another one I bought. I played this one a bit. Kirby Superstar. I really wanted to get Kirby Dream Land 3. That was the one I played when I was a kid, but man, this game's freaking expensive. Oh, and then the big two. The big two were... This was actually a gift. My girlfriend bought me that for my birthday. Played about 8 hours of it, and I was like, man, is this game ever going to end? Like, it's a great game, but jeez, I just don't have that much time. I looked it up to see how much the game usually takes. 36 hours. Oh, it's a good game, Here's one that I played, beat, and it's probably the most expensive game I bought of all the games I've been to show today. Super Metroid. This game cost me quite a bit. And as you can see, perfect condition. And the previous owner put a new save battery in it too. So that game, I don't even want to say how much that cost me. Too much. Well, those are all the Super Nintendo games. I might have a few more. Oh, I also have that Super Game Boy I was showing. I bought that too. Bought a couple Game Boy games. Might as well show those now. Oh, just reaching over here. I got a little filing thingy that I put all my games in. I only bought a couple Game Boy. I bought one game that actually works for it. Pokemon Red. Which, yeah, I'll talk about that later. And I bought Yu-Gi-Oh, which I found out Super Game Boys don't play Game Boy Color. Yeah, it's good to know. Anyways, so I had that for about a month. I was like, man, you know what system I really miss? Oh, the Game Boy Advance. Man, I miss this thing. This is when I was a kid. This is the thing I spent most of my time on right here. And I couldn't settle just for a regular Game Boy Advance though. I wanted to go a little overboard, so I bought a modded one with a backlit screen. It was a little expensive, and to be honest, I kind of regret the decision. I wish I went with a K1, or what is it, the Revo K101. I mean, this thing's pretty neat. The backlight is kind of like the low mode on a SP 101, AGS 101, whatever you call it. It's the lower brightness. It looks a little brighter in the video, but in person it's not as bright as you'd think. But only thing is that this one has a big scratch in the middle. You can't really see it on camera, but I contacted the person. They refunded me like $20, and I'm gonna replace the screen myself. But still a cool device, and I ended up buying a bunch of games for that as well. Let me get into these. I'll probably do this in no specific order. I'll just save the gems for last. Should have organized this before. All right, missing one. Oh, it's in my DS. Okay, anyways, so got Mario. Oh, let me turn that computer back on. Get some more light in here. Come on, there we go. So I got the Mario Golf. I also bought all these little cases for it. I haven't played that one. It looked pretty cool though. WarioWare. I played that one a lot on the DS. Cool game. Mario Kart Super Circuit. And this game really interested me. I really liked the Super Nintendo one. This one looked a little more improved, and I don't know. I felt the 64 one is one I started with, so I really like that one. But I kind of like the old school. I like the coin collecting. Final Fantasy Tactics. Haven't played it. Can't say anything about it. Wario Land 4. I think that was the first game I ever owned on the Game Boy Advance back when it first came out. I played the hell out of that game. I think it was the first game I ever got everything in. Yoshi's Island. I didn't want to get this. I wanted to keep exclusive, or not exclusives, but I didn't want to get remakes. I didn't really want to get this game, but it came with another game, I think. Or I got it really dirt cheap, I can't remember. Okay, getting into some of the more pricey games. Well, this one's not too pricey. Castlevania, Circle of the Moon. It's one of the least expensive Castlevania games. I do have the most expensive too, I think. But before I get into that, here's Metroid Fusion. Now this one, I thought it was fake at first because look how the label looks. It's really dark. It does have the imprints on it. And I did do a lot of research. All these games are real. I've opened every single one of them. I do have a fake game I bought on purpose here. I'll show you that one in a bit, but this game is real, but it looks fake. I opened it up, and the seller I bought it from said that there was something wrong with the battery. I looked at it. It looks like whoever soldered it did a kind of a shit job. Alright, now let's get to the good stuff. I also got this game for free. Lord of the Rings. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. Get this game out of my DS and show this first. Oh, I'll show that one last. I forgot how much that one cost. But Castlevania Double Pack. Real, authentic. I've opened it up. And yeah, I paid a pretty penny for that one. Okay, now the gems that oof. Okay. Let's just get into Fire Emblem. I ended up getting this one and the second one. I got both of them. They're both real. Opened them up and looked. They're both real. However, they cost a lot of money. They're worth it. I love these games. I played the DS one and really liked it, but Fire Emblem. Put that one back in the DS. It's not sitting out. Here's the fake game I bought. I bought that just to kind of get an idea of what fake games look like. It was only $1 on eBay. So don't buy Fire Emblem for $1 on eBay. To be honest, the cheapest you can probably get it for is around 30. Well, those are the Game Boy Advance games. So after I got the Game Boy Advance, the Super Nintendo, I still wasn't satisfied. I wanted to explore the DS's library, or the, oh, I just gave it away. I wanted to explore all of Nintendo's library and go back to my childhood and just the games I enjoyed. So, I had to do it. Got a DS. I got the, I spent some time looking, I remember the one I had when I was a kid. The screen was kind of yellow on it. This one looks good. A little bit yellow on it, but not as bad as the one I had when I was a kid. It was like pure yellow. So I got that DS, and here's some of the games I got for it. Had to buy Animal Crossing. Huge fan of the series. Probably will never play this game, but had to own it. So Animal Crossing, starting to get a little packed over here. Let me move stuff around. Okay. So Animal Crossing. Alright. I'm missing a game. Oh, there it is. Got the Phoenix Wright games. Had to get those. I've only played the first one, so I'm interested to play these two. Had a group of friends who absolutely love these games. Next up, we got the, I didn't get too many. It's probably the least amount of games I bought for this system. Got the Professor Layton games, except the last one. I don't think I got the last one. No, I didn't. So I got the first three in the trilogy. Really cool game. I love Professor Layton. I played this one when it first came out and freaking loved it. I haven't played the other two yet. Then I also got Castlevania, Dawn of Sorrow, and 999. Played that one before, loved it. Played that one before, loved it. I played all these games already, but some of them my favorite DS games. That was it for the DS. Also had a couple that came with it. Like, oh boy, Happy Feet 2 and Ice Age 2. Oh, fuck those games. Alright. So, after that, still wasn't enough. Last year I had a 3DS, and I had a few games for it. And I didn't play it for a while. I played it a few times, but not warranting enough to own it. So I ended up selling it, and I kind of regretted it. But, lo and behold, let me get this thing out of the case. I'll have to show this case too, it's kind of funny. I bought another one. I bought the actual normal sized one. I didn't like the DS XL, my 3DS XL. I got smaller hands, so this one actually works a lot better for me. Only thing is, this one's got kind of specks on the screen right there. I might be noticing these things too much here. But yeah, I'll show this case. So the thing about the new 3DS, not the XL, is they didn't make any cases for these. I've looked everywhere. You have to import cases if you want a case. So I bought I think this is a 3DS XL case. And I bought it, and it didn't fit. You can't see it, but I ended up putting cushion. I sewed some cushion and customized it. So here, I'll show you it with it in. It actually fits now. Actually fits pretty good too. That's an option. It just takes some time. Okay, I'll briefly go through the games too. Super Smash Bros. That was one of the games I owned with it before. Bought it again. Had another game you must own. Pokemon Moon. Now, I kind of went a little Pokemon crazy, and I don't know if you can tell, but all these cards under here, I'll have to show those in a video. Mario Kart 7, haven't played that much. I haven't played most of these. Animal Crossing, and that's probably why I'll never play that DS one. That one's a lot better. This is the game I'm currently playing. I love this game, Hyrule Warriors. I love the Dynasty Warriors. I used to love those games when I was a kid. So, mixing Zelda with Dynasty Warriors, it's like a freaking wet dream. Luigi's Mansion, I freaking love. That was one of the first games. That was the first game I had on the GameCube. I think it was actually one of the launch games. I loved it, and I was so glad when they made a sequel. I still haven't played it though. Still haven't freaking played it. And then the last two are must owns: Zelda, Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time. I loved both of them when I was a kid. I played that. I beat that one. That game was hard. I loved it, but it was so freaking hard. I couldn't get. I think I got past the first dungeon, and then I just kind of quit and gave up after that. Must-own games for the 3DS. I think that about does it. I mean, you can see. Let me pick up the camera here. A bit of a spending spree, but I think it was worth a lot of good games and kind of something I missed in my adulthood, I guess, I've kind of neglected Nintendo. I had a PlayStation 4 and played that for a while, but really do miss the classics, and glad I got back into it. Yep, if I had to pick a favorite out of all these, oh man, it'd be hard. I'm really loving the 3DS right now. The DS is always good. Game Boy Advance is that would probably be my favorite if it wasn't for that freaking screen. I really wish I went with the K101, the Revo K101. That's a really cool looking system, but it's still neat. Honestly, I'd rather just play them on that though. Yeah, if I had to pick a favorite, I'd have to go with the 3DS right now. This is pretty cool too. But yeah, that's my little spending spree. Definitely worth it. Nintendo.